So we're looking at we're looking at the cage ladder pattern. P4 tuning. Okay, entirely P4 tuning. This is not a guitar fretboard. This is a perfect fourths tuning pattern, and it's two string shapes at a time, so that it does spell C A G E D C A G E D C A G E D C A G E D. But how are we going to use this? What are we going to use this for in this particular diagram? Anyone who's been watching these lectures of mine, or lessons, kind of lectures, knows that what we're going to do with it this time is different than what we explained before, but I'll just review real quickly from before. I had a teacher that used to say that once, and I was half asleep in his class, out partying or something, and I didn't get a very good grade, but at least I passed. Like got a C minus. That really hurt my ego. But he would always say from before, and I would think I wasn't there. That's not helping me, But anyway, so with the string circle, we can go up the cage ladder now, and it's an easy way to work our way up. So if I forget that C goes to G, because if you told me what's the fourth of C, I'd say F. If you told me what's the fifth of E, I'll be like, blah, blah, blah. I know the fourth of E is A, because it sure ain't G, right? The fourth of E is sure ain't G. But I tend to, getting into the fifth interval is starting to get a little far for me. The sixth, I can just go backwards and say the sixth of E, I just can go. So I can start from an octave and go down and say, oh, that's easy, it's C sharp. It's just a minor third below. But I seem to have problems with, rattling off the fifths of things. So I came up with this way of just using the caged word and skipping every other letter, and that becomes the caged fifth. And we are concerned with the caged fifth, which is E goes to C, not B. It's an augmented fifth. So that solves that problem using the cage word. So you'll look at this, and this is still review. So we're in the C, starting from the C string shapes, 3, 4, 5. Remember, the letter string shape is in between the right and the inner and the outer notes of that string shape. So the C string shape here is in between the 3, 4, good buddies there, and the 5. Okay, the 5 is shared by the A, and A is in between the 5 and the 6. The inner is the 5, the outer is the 6 in the A string shape. So we can work our way up. C, A, G, E. Remember, G and E, where are we? G and E share the 7 and the root. Okay, up to 2 there. So we just spell cage. C, A, G, E, D. Start over again. C, A, G. Now we have to warp it up. G is going to go to E, right? I think we messed up a little bit there. E. Let's try it again. Ready? C, A, G, E, D, C, A, G, E, D, C. Again. A. So that's the cage ladder, and we went up to, there was some repeat here, a fair amount of repeat between this 7R and this 7R, but we went up the cage ladder twice. Okay, so we went up to about here. We did half the cage ladder there, which is about 6 strings right there. And you can take any of these. You can take any of these 6 strings and make a fretboard out of it. But that's not what I want to teach today about the cage ladder. About the cage ladder today is that when we make this cage ladder here, what we come up with, and I'll circle it out for a second or square it out, is a pattern within a pattern. We have a group of whole notes here, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a lot of you have seen me describe this differently as an S2L here, S3L here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, and shared with an S2L 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, and then on top an S2L 7, root 2, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, shared with an S2L there 6, 7, root 3, 4, 5. There, I did it again. So that is our familiar 7L pattern right there. So this that's circled right here, is squared right here, is the 7L pattern. You see it forms a 7 and it forms an L. Now, how does it form a 7 and an L? Make it easy to look at. I almost did that again. To make the 7L easy to look at, we just circle out the. I kind of lost my place. We just circle out the S2L. Okay. This is the foot of the L. S2L. And this is the boom of the 7, which is right here. So this is the top of the 7, and this is the bottom of the L. Okay, so the 7 is actually like this. I'm going to change colors for now. I'm going to change colors for the L. I'm going to put it in orange. So we'll redraw the foot of the L and the leg of the L right there. So right there, and it's like a big 7 and a big L. That's what I used to call that. But now we can look at it differently. Now we can look at it just as our cage ladder here, and in the middle of our cage ladder we've got us a stack of 3 extra long. This is extra long because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fret nuts long. I mean, that's pretty long. That's not an easy interval to get. So say if we start on the 5 and the key is C, here's the key is C. Start 5. Okay. So that is a pretty long interval. 5, 6, 7. You can do it. You can do it if you use your pinky. Anyway, that's the derivation of the S3L there, and that's evident in this diagram here. So cage ladder forms an S3L, S3XL. Sorry. 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can use that. Here's the open or capo scales. We start on the 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we can go into the other patterns. Okay, and I've put I didn't put the string shapes here because they're kind of irrelevant on the S3XL. But once you go back into the regular string shapes, they're totally relevant. The E shape, the C shape, the G shape, the D shape, the A shape. Okay, but then we go into another S3XL. So don't worry about the string shapes with the X3XL. That's the only